All right guys, this should be the last day of the exhaust build. I got quite a bit of work done, so let me show you what I got done so far. All right, you all seen the Y pipe, you seen the electric cutout. I got the pipe coming all the way back to this 3 to 4 inch vibrant reducer. I got the 4-inch V-band on. And then what we're working with is 2 4-foot sticks of 4-inch piping. And just like always, my boys from Metal Supermarket over off of 401. I purchased, when you go there, you could buy stuff in sticks or bundles. You know, for example, if you want a piece of flat stock, it'll be like 4 foot. But they also got a few little bundles up front of just random stuff. Part of the random stuff was these solid stainless steel rods. I was able to use one on this side and put it in my little Harbor Freight pipe bender to bend it going there. But this side was a little too long. You can't really tell, but right there, right here is where I actually cut and joined the two. Tack welded it all up. I had to roll it a few times to make sure it was true. Then welded it up, sanded it all down. And then since this piece right here is so long, I actually ended up adding another little piece for the top to strengthen it, to hold it all together. So at this point, now we're ready for the back portion. Let me show you what we work with on that. All right guys, that's the last piece of the puzzle at the end. I've made a couple of pie cuts. I got 3 of them and I end up only using 1. But in order to get my fitment just right, I'm gonna have to take a little bit of material off of this side. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take it, I'm gonna put it over here on the belt sander and see if I can get more of this side taken down, and we can go ahead and weld that up. Also on the side note, we end up having to get rid of these injector dynamic top hats. It was a little too tall, and what was happening is the daggone flange, not the flange, but the fitting going into the fuel rail was bottoming out right there. Make a long story short, from a bunch of research, we got rid of the top hats. That's kind of a bummer because one of the reasons people get this top hat is because of this color. And sneak peek, this color or something close to this might be the 2nd or 3rd color. So stick around for what we're gonna paint that color. And then also, I didn't really talk about it, but I made a boo-boo on the intercooler piping. This was the pipe that was sitting on the motor like so, and we had the blow-off valve on this side and that side. Well, it was going to interfere with the upper radiator hose, so I've already made 2 marks here, and basically both the blow-off valves are going to go on this side. Then I welded a lip on there so that when you tighten it down on the clamp, it won't pop off under high boost. But either way, we're going to get back to this exhaust. Hope you're having a great day. All right, so the approach that we're trying to have is we're trying to have the exhaust come out and make an aggressive slant straight to the left. I'm gonna post a picture here of what we're trying to achieve. So at this point, what I need to do now is I need to mock this up. I got 3 lines marked there for reference so I can know where to tack it up at. But I got a feeling that this has moved a little bit. I daggone dropped this thing earlier and got it all oblong. I used a hammer to beat it out. I faced it one more time, but I know I'm gonna have to do a little extra massaging to get this thing tacked up. But let me go ahead and make my reference marks, double check, make sure everything's good, and then we'll take this off and tack weld it. Also, I wanted to add, in order to do my pie cuts on the 4-inch, I use this. This is something I got on sale. Actually, it was a floor model. I got it from Sears. And basically, my bandsaw in the back, the blade is getting worn out. It took literally like 30-45 minutes to cut that 4-inch piece. So you can actually use something like this to cut stainless with. But the problem is it takes a lot of cleanup. So you're gonna have to go inside with something like this to clean up the inside. And then of course you got to face it also on the belt sander. And then also it kind of adds a little extra heat. You see how it's kind of got that burn mark? But that comes out with some Scotch-Brite. This is one of the suckiest things about TIG welding and doing it by yourself. I got to figure out a way to rig all this mess up where I can make sure I ain't got no gap all the way around it and tack it all up. But trust me, man, this junk is aggravating for real, for real. Stupid. All right, trying to configure this thing right here and tack it up was a pain in the butt. I mean, I was tacking it, then the junk was separating. I got a couple of gaps. It's probably not gonna be my best work, but I'm gonna make do with what I got. So right now I'm gonna pick this thing up and go ahead and install it, see what it looked like. All right, guys, I think that's gonna work. There is a little bit too much of a gap here, but I think what I'm end up doing is probably putting a clamp, like a hose clamp around these that'll bring that up. I don't know if you can see it, but that brings it up. That's one side, and if I do the other side, it should bring it up. Then I might be able to bend these bars a little bit more also to kind of get it to tuck up a little extra. I think I'm happy with that. I hope Adam is too. I hope you guys like it also. And we're gonna take this back off, clean it up, and fully weld it, and then install it for the final time. Everything is bright and clean and acetone down. Now, it's time to weld. All right, let me show you how the mufflers is set up on this. Two like O-ring looking deals, kind of interesting. It's got like a hook design there, and those two hooks there is where it is supposed to go. So I'm gonna have to probably take another little piece of stainless wire and basically make a U shape. Something like this. So I think that's gonna work. So let's duplicate this real quick and weld it in place. Just the thickness of cardboard gap in between the exhaust and the bumper. And so now that I got everything where I want it, it's time to weld these two into place. So let me bring the Eastwood over here and we can get it done. All right, let's see what this thing look like. Good. Hold on. Wow, look at that jump. Let's see if we can get the low profile look on there. Yeah. Got that little angle towards the driver's side. Hangers is looking good. So the only thing we got to do now is we got to cut this off. I think I'm gonna leave it like it is because Adam is supposed to be coming into town this weekend. Probably get a lot of work done on this. I'll let him determine how much of that he wants to cut off. But that concludes the exhaust series. The Supra as well. The exhaust is done. We got the O2 sensor bung welded into place. I'm probably gonna get one of those for my my 240 also. And again, we got the fuel rail installed. Once again, we end up having to not use the purple top hats. That's what they look like. And then it also, the radium fuel rail also came with two brackets. So we end up having to use the more shallow bracket that's located there. And I got the rubber spacers in place. We're still waiting for that one plug to go in there. But besides that, the Supra is coming along. So once again, it's almost ready to fire up. but not quite almost ready. We still got a computer to install. We still got a lot of electronic goodies to install as well. We still also got to install our fuel line. We are running PTFE, so that's gonna be a new experience for me, so it's gonna be a new experience for you guys as well. But in the meantime, stay cool out there. It's hot today in North Carolina, it's super humid, but that's not gonna stop us from continuing to work on our build. So continue to work on something, try to make progress in your skill set, and until the meantime, wash your hands.